Welcome out here to Hitch Halo. Today we're going to do an install on Captain Rob's boat. This is Captain Rob here. He's got a charter service and he runs this boat out in the North Florida, St. Johns River area. We're going to put some reverse lights on the back of his boat so that when he's backing down the ramp and loading and unloading his boat, he's got visibility.
One of the reasons I talk to you is I do a lot of nighttime charters. Come late summer, all the way through November, I'm almost exclusively fishing at night.
Right. Most ramps, at least that I've been to, and yourself probably can agree with this, is that don't have the lighting at the ramp area. And when you go to put in the water or take out of the water, you don't have that. You don't have the illumination.
Right.
To be able to see where you're backing into and see where your boat, your trailer's going. And so that'll be a good addition to you if you're, because you are doing that nighttime fishing.
So,
and that's when it gets dark at 8:30. So you're fishing at night.
Right.
Obviously wintertime here and it's dark at 5 or 5:30. So you can have, here in Florida, we get a lot of winter days where it's nice. It's nice fishing weather because it's 70 degrees. Like today is, just under 70 degrees. But it gets dark so quickly that you really, if you don't, you either suffer through trying to back your trailer down the ramp,
right,
or you pull out of the water maybe earlier than you wanted to because it's just too much of a hassle to pull your boat in and out without being able to see where it's at. So a lot of people cut the day short at 4 o'clock. Let's get out of the water. I don't want to try to load the boat when it's dark. We spend a lot of money and to go out and have a good time, go fishing and enjoy our boats. Not even to fish, just to recreationally boat. If you go out and you want to go see the 4th of July lights out on the river, they don't start until 9:30. You're getting out of the ramp at 11 o'clock at night. Captain Rob, where can people find you?
Oh, they can find me at Brackish Bandits Fishing Charters. You can also find me at fishandbooker.com under the same name. I'm mainly staying between downtown Jacksonville and Green Cove Springs. And we're mainly chasing saltwater species. You can find them year-round. This time of year a little bit slower, but we're chasing tarpon, redfish, drum, trout, flounder. Do a little bit of bass fishing and stuff like that, but it just depends on the time of the year. Summertime, we get a lot of tarpon, so that's going to be a big one for us this year, is trying to capture the
capture your first one, actually put it in the boat.
out of the river. Yeah, absolutely. That'll probably be one of our better charters this year, because a lot of people want to go after the tarpon and they don't realize it, but even in the lake, in Doctor's Lake, the Orange Park area, we get tarpon well over 100 pounds.
Wow.
And it's got to know where to go.
Boy,
that's my job.
That's hooking into a good time right there.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, and you provide all the gear. All somebody has to do is say, hey, I want to go fishing.
All they got to do, license, tackle, everything's included. All they got to do is just show up and
get ready.
Get ready to catch
Get
fish,
ready to bring it. Captain Rob's available.
Brackish Bandits Outdoors.
brackishbanditsoutdoors.com.
Yep.
All one word.
Yep.
Fantastic. His lovely wife, the better half, is also a big fisher person. She spends a lot of time out on the water, and she got YouTube channels. She's a realtor on top of it. So buying or selling a house here in North Florida, did you go any further than North Florida, or you stay pretty busy just in this area?
Pretty much Northeast Florida.
Okay.
Duval, Clay, Putnam, St. John's.
Fantastic. So if you're looking to buy or sell a house, she is your contact person. And if I'm not mistaken, if I heard correctly, you might have been tops at your agency.
I was top sales agent for 2024 at Discover Realty.
For 2024. So it wasn't even, we're talking about the whole year. So again, she's your person to go to.
Thank you.
Can they get you on the realty side? Where do they find you there?
Instagram, Realtor Robbins. Facebook, Realtor Robbins 904, YouTube, Jennifer Robbins with Discover Realty. And if you buy or list with me, then you get a free charter with Captain Rob. So
there you have it. You sell the house, or you buy a new house, but you get to go fishing on top of it with the two of them. So it doesn't get any better than that. Jen's also got a YouTube channel, Real Girly Fishing.
Yes.
On YouTube, so check that out. She's got a lot of great videos. See her out there. She's I've seen some tarpon videos. I've seen some bass videos. She slays it. She can catch them for sure. What we're going to do now, show you how easy this system is to implement. The website has instructions on how to do this, but we're going to show you firsthand how we measure his trailer for this system, and then we're going to show you how we install it. It's quite easy. It's such a simple system, and it's designed that way. It's plug and play lighting for your trailer. Just super easy. The first thing we'll do is we'll do some measurements on his trailer, and then we'll have a harness that will fit his trailer custom. Those trailer harnesses can be custom made to a specific length and width. So when I say width, I'm talking about the beam across the back of the trailer where the lights would attach, and then obviously the length from the back of the trailer up to where the hitch connect. We also have kits that are available, and it'll include a wiring harness. It'll include the extension for the beam, and it'll also include the lights that you choose, whether it be flush mount lights or magnetic surface mount lights that you can either hard mount to the trailer, or you can just use the magnets, and it becomes a very simple installation. But those kits come anywhere from an 18 foot up to a 35 foot, and they're broken up into 3 foot sections. So because there's a variance in the way the trailers are designed, they're not all the same. So you might have a 20 foot boat, but your trailer could be 27 foot long. You could have a 20 foot boat and your trailer might be 25 foot long. If you're just looking for real simple, you can buy a kit. If you want something more specific to the trailer, then we'll custom make one like we did for Captain Rob, and we'll go ahead and put it on his trailer. So right now we're just going to go ahead and measure this, just a regular tape measure. Super easy. We'll get some measurements and then we'll go forward with that. All right, folks, regular tape measure. We're going to figure out how long this harness needs to be for Captain Rob's trailer. So very simply, we're just going to go ahead and measure to the very end of the trailer. We're going to see the lights mounted. So we want a run of the initial harness to run from the truck all the way back to where we expect the lights to sit. So we're going to start there, and we're going to measure to this first bend, and we're looking at about 5 feet. It doesn't have to be super specific. The harnesses are going to be, probably a half a foot longer than the actual measurement. So if it's a 25 foot harness, it'll end up being 25 and a half foot. It gives you a little bit of leeway, but not enough that you have to worry about excess. So we've measured to that bend, and again, this is rough measurements. We'll go ahead and make this second measurement, which is going to be the main length of the trailer. 11 feet from the bend of the trailer to where the tongue attaches to the trailer. We had 5 feet there, 11 feet here. We're at 16 feet. Now we're going to go ahead and measure this last piece. This is very simple. The hardest part of this installation you guys are going to find is just getting under the trailer and tying it to your existing wiring. It's very simple, very easy. We will also want to measure the plug length, because we're going to have to account for this to attach to the hitch halo plug itself. So we're going to want to measure this in its entirety. So we've got at 16 feet. The tongue of the trailer is 2 feet, and then actually it's a little bit shorter than 2 feet, but we're going to round up. We're at 18 feet, and this is, I'm going to say this is going to be about a foot in addition. So overall, we're looking at a length of 19 feet for this particular boat. We've got 2 ports, and this is the simplicity at its best. This piece simply slides into your 7-pin. This left side is going to be for your reverse light. So when we hook his wiring harness up, we're actually going to plug his harness in on this side. When he puts his truck in reverse, it's going to power up this port. It's going to turn on his reverse lights, so as he backs up, he's got that visibility that he didn't have before. This other side here is a port that powers on when your running lights are on. So feasibly at night when you're backing your boat up, both these ports are going to be powered up. You may not use this one. You simply cover it up with the plug that comes with it. But this will power up a spotlight. We'll show it to you in a minute. We'll actually hook it up and show you how it works. But in the event that you're loading, unloading the boat, you just need extra illumination to illuminate the bunks, so that when you're loading your trailer, you can see the bunks at night. Or you can just use it as, keep it in the truck, and simply for a safety purposes, you have it in the truck. Heaven forbid you have a tire that goes out, you have the ability to hook up the spotlight, turn your running lights on, it runs off the power of the truck, and you have the ability to have illumination on that tire or potential mishap you might have with a vehicle. So you've got the ability to use that, but we'll go into that further once we actually get it hooked up. We've got a harness we've got pre-made. So in this particular kit, we've got a couple of different lights. We're going to try a couple different lights on his trailer and see which ones work best for him. But we've got a main harness, we've got an extension harness. All this stuff is all waterproof. It's all been double sealed. It's all marine grade wire, so it's tinned. It's going to hold good conductivity, but it's also going to be safe to submerge in the water. All these lights are submersible. They have lifetime warranties. If you ever have a problem with them, the manufacturer has agreed to back them up for the lifetime. You can put this in the water, you can put them underwater. That's what they're designed to do. You have 2 different options, and really there's an option because perhaps the surface mount lights, which normally would mount to the beam of your boat or the trailer's not accommodating for it. Maybe just the shape or the way the bunks are mounted or whatever. So you have this other option of these surface mounted lights. You can buy magnets as part of the kit, or you can just hard mount them, which means you do have to drill into your frame, mount them onto your frame. If it's a box frame trailer, you probably don't have the ability to do that because the posts aren't going to be long enough for you to attach a screw to the other side. So that's where the magnets come into play. They're 65-pound magnets. They don't come off real easy. They're very strong. It's not something driving down the road they're going to bounce off. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. We're going to show how easy it is to hook this up to his trailer. It's all going to be zip tied to the existing wiring that's already on the trailer. So other than getting up underneath the rails itself, this is as difficult as it gets. There we go. Here's your series of different lights. You have a flush mount that would mount to the frame itself, or the magnetized versions, which he's got an aluminum trailer here, so it's not going to stick to it, but the back of it is steel. We'll find a place to mount them, and they could just be mounted like that. This is Captain Rob's harness. All these plugs are all sealed with adhesive shrink wrap. All the connections, everything is all waterproof. You're not going to have any problems with water getting into this and shorting it out, causing any electrical problems. It's designed to be in the water. Let's see, your wiring is on both sides probably. Sure is. So we've got this, we've got the harness laid out from the front of the boat up to where it's going to connect to the hitch hail, and we've got it run up over the axle and over the cross beams. Captain Rob has decided that he likes the flexibility of the magnetic mounts, and his trailer is aluminum, so there's not a lot that we can utilize as far as sticking this to. So we've decided that mounting them here, and again, this magnet is not something you're just going to pull off. You got to put a little effort into it, but he likes the fact that this is pivotable. It can be up, it can down, he can move it in and out. You know, tighten these screws up to where you want it, and maybe it's a situation where you don't know where you want it to point until you get to the water, and it might be a different ramp, but you've got the flexibility to go ahead and move this to whatever is going to work best for your application or ramp that you're launching from. So we're going to go ahead and mount these to the guide rails. Worst case scenario, if you had to, you could run a zip tie through this frame here and back around if you ever had concerns about that popping off. And again, as strong as that magnet is, I don't see that happening. We've got our plug-in, our harness is up underneath. I'm going to get under there. The lights, we're going to attach them and get him going. There's his other light. Run that up underneath, and we've got a piece of shrink wrap that we're gonna, when you get these harnesses, they're gonna come pre-shrink wrapped and everything attached, because you're gonna choose which lights. But because we didn't know which lights we were gonna use in this application, this wasn't shrink wrapped. So we'll actually plug this in, we'll slide the shrink wrap over the connection of the plugs, shrink it down, you'll have a watertight fit, and you won't have any problems with intrusion on the electrical. Now you're going to have a little leeway here, whether you decide to wrap that around the guide post or somewhere where it's up out of the way and we zip tie it. We've got our connection there. We've got it connected. We put a couple zip ties on the cross beam just to hold that wire as it comes across up and out of the way. is going to look like this took a long time, but in reality, I'm probably going to be underneath his trailer for 10 minutes. This is going to be the hardest part just because you're moving along every 3 feet to zip tie that wiring in place so that it stays secure. And you know, really at this point, I don't even so much need to get under the trailer. I could almost do it from the rail here. And we're just going to run it on the inside of this I-beam. We're going to run this through his zip ties he's already got in place. And I could almost just leave it to go with that. That zip tie would probably hold that harness in place, but I'm still going to attach it to the wires that are in there. Just for security's sake, if it were my boat, I would do that. So we're going to do the same with his. All right, so we've essentially got him rigged up with the wiring. His lights are attached. So we're back here, back up at the front of the truck. Now this piece here, this doesn't have to stay on the harness. Captain Rob has a 7-pin to a 4-pin adapter, which is the exact same way my boat is, and it just plugs in like this, and normally he would just plug this into his vehicle. Well, this simply this becomes an adapter, the Hitch Halo does, and your trailer plugs into the adapter then plugs into your vehicle, really just the way this would have from the get-go. So the only difference is you have an additional wire that you'll run up, and you're just going to connect to the reverse port, which again is the left side. Now this, again, on my boat, it stays attached to the trailer. So when I unhook it, I unhook the whole thing, and I just basically run some electrical tape around that so it stays. If you have multiple vehicles, you don't have to keep this attached. You can leave this just like this. This is transportable. It can go from Captain Rob's vehicle to Jen's vehicle, and if she has a spotlight or something where she wants to have that for safety purposes, again, we'll show you how that works now. Again, you can plug it in. You take the right side port cover off, and we've got a spotlight. These spotlights are made, this one happens to be made with a 15-foot lead. It can be customized. It can be a 5-foot, 10-foot, 20-foot lead. What you'll see on the website is priced with a 20-foot lead, which in most typical cases for a full-size vehicle will get the light all the way to the front of the vehicle. And again, this is magnetic. We'll attach it like that. Obviously, you may not have the wires that are laying on the ground, but situation, he's going to use this to shine in the boat, see his gear, take his gear in and out. It can be stood up so he can go ahead and get what he needs to get out of the boat, move that around to wherever it's going to best suit his needs to see what he needs to see. And in the event, like I said, my wife has one of these in her vehicle. It's strictly for safety purposes. She's on the side of the road. She wants visibility, people to see she's on the side of the road, or she needs to shine onto. If Jen needs it in her vehicle, she has the ability to just wrap this up, wrap the wiring up. She can keep a Hitch Halo plug in the light spotlight in her vehicle, and then she has extra illumination for whatever purposes. There's people that go camping, they want extra illumination. They don't have to pull the generator out. They don't have to worry about hooking it up to a battery. It runs off the vehicle. The battery is going to be charged by the vehicle itself, so you're not going to be in a position where you're going to run out of power because you're trying to illuminate an area. We've got Captain Rob all hooked up. We've got his wiring run. He's plugged in. Here's what we're looking at. He's got his reverse lights plugged in. We've wired them up, taped them all secure. And again, he can keep that plug in, keep it attached just the way it sits, and just plug it into his truck whenever he's ready. If you have multiple trailers, then you need multiple harnesses. So then it's a matter of, you're not buying multiple plugs, you're buying one plug to use for more than one trailer. We're just going to check the only thing that's left to check, which is turn the vehicle on, put it in reverse, and make sure he's good to go. When he gets to the water, he can adjust those lights, make them work for his application. Ah, you're golden. Just put it in reverse, and there you go. Plug it into the back of your vehicle. It's that easy. He's got lights. You're good, buddy. Again, this is as hard as it is to hook this up. Once you get your wiring set up, you plug it in, you've got reverse lights. It's that simple.